Comic Books for Kids provides comic books to kids in hospitals and cancer centers across the U.S. It's a place where we can all work together to make sure every child has a comic book.
Oh, that didn't work, did it?
Yeah.
Hello, everybody. You know why we're here. Check out the back of our new business card. Look, you can just scan it right there. You can go straight to the Madness Facebook group. And as soon as the website's done, it'll take you to that website right there, themeg.tv, which is in construction right now and looking pretty good. You can ask Laurie. She's over there. She'll tell you. She'll tell you. What is up, Robert? How you doing, brother?
Great to be here again.
Oh, man.
Good to see you, Pops. How's it going this evening?
It's all action, bro.
I knew it.
There's 4 grandkids in the house, and it's the day before Halloween. What do you think it's like?
Man, so the costumes are coming together, right?
No, they got those. They've been trunk or treating at all the spots, and it ain't even Halloween yet, and they already got buckets of candy.
Nice. That's great for them, but it could make for a long night for you tomorrow.
Well, I mean, I do all right. I handle the kids that come through the door, come to the door usually because they're out doing their thing. So I'm on door patrol, and
Oh yeah,
it's always fun.
Yeah, it is. It's very cool, especially when you see like comic book related costumes. I guess heroes and stuff.
Fortnite skins, all kinds of stuff.
Nice.
And usually I'll dress up in something that's so dated that the kids don't recognize it,
Yep.
I did this beautiful Alice Cooper a couple years ago, right? And I mean everything. I had the cane. I was set, right? I go out and I'm giving the kids candy, and the kids are all, "Who are you supposed to be?" And the parents in the street are all going, "Alice Cooper." It was great. The parents knew who I was. The kids did.
Oh, it doesn't take much to age out anymore, man. Especially with the internet and everything moving so fast. I try to.
It is the curse of getting old, right?
I know. I try the same old jokes and references on younger people, like with whom I work in my day job, and they're like, they just stare at me like, "What? What are you? What kind of idiot? Who's that? I've never heard of that person before."
So I totally botched the intro to the show. Obviously, I was in the wrong studio, so I botched it. But I'm going to play a couple of things real quick. I'm saving the sponsor ads and the other people's trailers and stuff for after the countdown, because right now we're focused on this one. But we do have some things that we play before we start the show, and I kind of blew it. So here you go.
Hey, everybody, Dirk Manning here, the writer and creator of numerous comic books and graphic novels, including Nightmare World, Tales of Mystery, Brave But Not Dead, all kinds of stuff. And I am super excited for you because you are getting to watch right now, right this moment, out of all the things we're going to be doing, you're getting to enjoy and revel in the Madness Comic Network. And that is awesome. Thank you for being here.
Yes. Thank you for being here. Thank you. We appreciate you. I get to see Dirk again next month at the Grand Rapids Comic Con. It's going to be good.
I love his energy.
He's been in the business for a long time. He has tons of books. His con presence. He's not sick. You seen the guy in the background doing this with his phone. Right?
Yeah.
That ain't Dirk. Dirk don't sit down. He is up. He's engaging. I mean, he's not like a carnival hawker, but he is engaging. If you walk by and you're looking, he's going to show you something to look at, right?
Nice.
Real
Very
good
cool.
Dude. Nice guy.
Yeah.
Obviously, he didn't have to do that for us,
Yeah.
Obviously, he's a nice guy. There's so many cool people in this business, man.
Oh, yeah.
There really are. But one thing I want to do real quick, I want to drop your link over here in the chat.
Okay.
To this campaign right now. I'm going to pin it, yo. Right? I'm going to pin it so that you guys can find it real easy. There you go. I want to say hi to one of our showrunners. She's over here in the chat, just making all kinds of trouble. Laurie, 15 minutes before the show, start the show. show. Dustin from Geekmen, good to see you. Thank you guys for tuning in. Drop this link all over the place, man. You know what's up. There are minutes left in this one.
I know it.
Holy crap, this thing jumped like $1,000 since I looked at it last. Good job.
Yeah, it's doing all right. I got to say, we getting a lot of support, and a lot of that support hit hard, though it's been steady. You know, this has been the steadiest Kickstarter campaign I've ever had, which is great.
Yeah, especially for this time of year, man.
I know.
Check this one out, people. Oh, we got somebody backstage. My co-host from Monday Madness and the Madness Open Draw Stream, Mr. Levi Skeen. What's up?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
I remember him.
We gotta have a party. It's gotta be a party, guys.
Good to see you again.
Holy moly, dude. 5 figures?
Yeah.
Wow.
Blew up.
That is freaking amazing, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like 8 or 9 something when you were on the show last. It definitely is taken off. There's 52 minutes left, people. You can add to the fun.
Yeah, I'm glad. I'm glad people are showing support for these creators, because these people are like the real deal. And they're old school, and yet their work is very new school. You know, they started things off back in the day, and they got the ball rolling, and they deserve all the props, all the attention. They are in front for a reason, because they are the real deal.
That's hilarious, because that guy right in the front, I'm gonna be interviewing him here real soon.
Oh my God. Mike Barron is the creator of Badger.
I'm gonna be interviewing Badger.
Oh,
Mike. He is actually going to take on the role of the Badger and let me fourth wall interview him.
Oh,
right.
That is going to be cool.
So, that's one of our new shows. That's one of our new shows. We're going to have a blast with that. But that's the kind of people involved in this, guys. Mike freaking Barron. Do you want me to go ahead and play this now, or should we save it? What do you want to do?
It's up to you. I mean, we could save it a little bit, could yap a little bit. It's up to you. Whatever the format, whatever the deal is, I'm up for it.
It's a party. We can set it up. How about we set it up?
Okay. That sounds good. Yeah. This is the Legends of Indie Comics, words only. It's called that because it will consist of prose fiction stories written by some of the greatest indie comics talents of the 80s and beyond. And they're featuring their most famous, most well-loved creations in these stories. Some of these characters have been around, they've still been in the public eye and here and there, but others have not been around at all for a while. And so we're bringing them back. It's like an opportunity to get acquainted with these characters and these creators once again, or for the first time, if you're new to them. And they are exciting characters and exciting creators. And it's going to be a heck of a book. And it's all coming together. It's going to happen. It's great. I love it.
Yes, it is beautiful. I'm going to go ahead and play this trailer. And then we'll come back and we'll talk about all the stuff below this trailer. All right?
Yep.
They're back to finish the job. The greatest stars of the indie comics revolution of the 1980s have returned. Read their latest adventures in the new book, Legends of Indie Comics. Just imagine a full house of top indie comics characters reunited in this collection of prose fiction tales by the genius creators who first breathed life into them in the 1980s. They blew the lid off the comics industry in the 80s, setting the stage for transformations to come. Imagine, or remember, how it was back then. Comic book stores like this one were a rarity. The direct sales market that made them possible was still in its infancy. A handful of companies dominated sales, and the books they published, with some exceptions, tended to stay within the lines. Then suddenly, a big bang. New companies exploded into being. Companies like First, Pacific, Eclipse, Dark Horse, Aardvark Vanaheim, Renegade, Vortex. Shelves filled with comics by big talents with big ideas for fresh and innovative content. It was an amazing time to love comics. Now, thanks to this book, the excitement lives again. Whether you lovingly remember these heroes and creators, or are meeting them all for the first time, you're in for a heck of a ride with this star-studded lineup. Buckle up for stories of the nutcase superhero Badger by Mike Barron.
Yeah!
From Barbarian to Pope and beyond, Cerebus the Aardvark by Dave Sim. A Man Who Became a Mountain, Concrete by Paul Chadwick. A carrot-costumed brawler in a very Dada world, Flaming Carrot by Bob Burden. The Warrior at the Intersection of All Realities, Grimjack by John Ostrander. Gun for Hire from the African Veldt to the Concrete Jungle, John Sable Freelance by Mike Grell. The Most Muscle-Bound Hero of All Time, Megaton Man by Don Simpson. Private Eye, Triggerfinger with an Attitude, Michael Mouser by Joe Staton. Battling Beasts and Creatures of Every Claw and Fang, Mr. Monster by Michael T. Gilbert. Pumped up by a mystical Muscle Beach ad, he fights an ultraviolent war against evil, Luther Strode by Justin Jordan. Patriotic superheroes fight the good fight and their own dark secrets. The American by Mark Verheiden. Putting the misfit in World War II, The Desert Peach by Donna Barr. Dimension-hopping maniacs wreaking mayhem, Those Annoying Post Brothers by Matt Howarth. An unstoppable ninja fighting crime from the darkest shadows, Whisper by Stephen Grant. Resurrected by ancient gods to fight the forces of darkness, El Muerto, the Aztec Zombie by Javier Hernandez. These characters are back to finish what they started, to bring some old-school indie comics power to the modern age that they helped make possible. Light up your comic book life with a digital, softcover, or hardcover edition, and watch for the mind-blowing stretch goals and add-ons that will make this an even more thrilling adventure. Join the revolution. Back Legends of Indie Comics.
Yeah. Just like that. Back it. Just back it. Don't even ask questions.
Yeah, man. We got great rewards, and obviously the best reward of all is to help make this project a reality and to make it extra awesome and cool. But we also have great rewards like the book itself. We have a digital edition, a paperback edition, a hardcover edition. And we have a thing called a digital crate, which is going to include all kind of digital materials from the different creators that they're chipping in that you won't be able to get anywhere else. In the same way in this crate. That's one of the rewards. That's just at the $100 level. And we also have one that really nobody has jumped in on yet, which is just kind of amazing. We have an all-star course, The Secrets of Indie Comics, and it's going to feature. Oh, there it is, right on the screen. It's featuring a bunch of the creators from the project, and they're going to do some lectures, some talks, and answer some questions about the comics business and about their experience and about ways that you can succeed and help you to follow in their journey and make your own comics.
Let me help you repackage this.
Okay. I like it.
Don't call it lectures, bro. Call it a seminar with these awesome guest speakers.
Okay.
Do you see what I'm saying? Package this differently. Lectures, man. Nobody wants to hear that.
Yeah, I should have talked to you sooner.
Even if they're from the most awesome people, you know what I mean? It's just look at it this way, folks. Look at it as a seminar with all those awesome people going to give you insight, input, and creative help in what you do. That's a hell of a lineup for a seminar.
Yeah. Oh, I would at a younger age, or even at my current age, if I weren't producing this myself, I'd go bananas for something like that. I'd be like, what?
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's like, and a lot of it is in how things are packaged.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I've looked at about 3,000 of these campaigns in the last 5 years. So, man, it's like sometimes things jump out at you and it's too late. I realize that sometimes these things just jump out at you. I didn't even notice this the first time through. You see what I'm saying? Or I would have said you should change that back then.
Yeah, that's
but
all right.
It just hit me right now that
plenty of time. We have 45 minutes, man.
Yeah, I know. But this would be the awesome seminar to go to if you are a comic creator. An independent creator. Levi, would you go to the seminar?
I'm sorry. I was trying to set up some. Am I echoing?
Are you what?
Am I echoing right now?
You're good.
Okay. That's what I was trying to set up another tab over here so I could share out some links. That's why I had muted myself and I was trying not to echo. I was listening in on this conversation and I cannot believe nobody's jumped on this. Seriously. This is
what I'm saying.
This is a who's. Like, these guys have worked for the major companies besides the independents that they're known for in these books right here, you know? So, wow.
And some of them are, I mean, they're all very accomplished and very knowledgeable. They've all been in the game for a long time, and they got a lot of information to share and a lot of help to give. So, yeah.
You got Mike Barron, Donna Barr, Michael T, Don Simpson. Come on, man. Mike Brown. Come on. There's that right there is a lineup that you can't miss, and there's a whole bunch more with it. So,
and so your viewers know, like, a lot of the people, some of the people you just mentioned, they are still very active and productive in the field. I mean, they're still cranking out comics and stories, fiction. I mean, they are right on top of things. They are on the cutting edge, and they have a lot to share. I mean, it's just amazing. Like Mike Barron. I mean, that guy is he's like a machine. How does he do it? He told you his secret, Pops?
That guy is working so hard that he's sleeping right now. he's already put in his full day. It's too late for him to come hang out with us, but we love Mike. We love Mike.
That's literally true. That's what he told me too. He's like, it's too late for me. I've got too much to do. I mean, he's super productive. And I mean, like, a lot of those people on that list, they're still productive in this day. And they're right on the edge, right on the cutting edge. They know exactly what to do to, like, Don Simpson, right? Megaton Man and all that stuff. He is really producing a lot of work right now, comics work and fiction. I mean, that guy's like, man, right at the forefront. He knows. He knows how to help you, to guide you in being more productive, being more creative, and avoiding some of the mistakes that maybe other creators might have made over time. And that's, oh my God, I can't overestimate the value of that as a creative person. I mean, you guys know. I mean, so many pitfalls that you can make.
I was wondering, when you went approaching these people, did any of them were any of them like, wow, really? Were any of them like surprised somebody was soliciting their work?
No, not really. I mean, honestly, everybody I reached out to is like, yeah, I got a lot of people who approach me and ask me about this character or whatever happened to them after all these years, or I'd like to see more about this character. I mean, they know from back in the day, they created stuff that had a lasting impact. They had a lot of fans, especially back then. I mean, some of the work, like Mike Grell, I mean, maybe like newer comics fans might not know him as much, but those of us who've been around a little bit longer know his excellence. It was, I mean, his artistic excellence, his writing excellence. I mean, that guy is like a super pro. And it's just, some of them have just, they're all real pros, and they were all really happy to get involved in the project.
Cool.
Yeah.
So this is this tier right here where you mentioned something with Don Simpson, and the guidance and stuff like that, which reminded me, especially from the artwork, Eric Larson. And there was somebody else like in that studio system that Don Simpson helped give guidance to, and now they're like huge stars. And one of them is Eric Larson, if I remember right. And the second one, I'm drawing a blank here. I want to say Sam Keith or somebody like that, but I don't think it is. But there's a second one in there. I remember coming out of that. Yeah. But Larson.
Yeah.
That guy went on to become editor-in-chief of Image Comics.
Right.
And Don Simpson was there guiding him at the very beginning. So.
And I see down at the bottom of your screen there right now, Cerebus by Dave Sim. I mean, you cannot overstate the importance of Cerebus. Not everybody today would know Cerebus. Younger fans might be like, who this? I mean,
1977 people.
Oh, but I mean, no matter when you came into the game, if you were like an old timer or an old schooler or a brand newer, a new fan, man, I cannot recommend Cerebus highly enough. It is an excellent work, and it's like volumes long, 300 issues. It took him to cover it, and it is more of a literary work. And I don't say that to discourage people from reading it, because it's like it's got so much depth to it. You can tell my enthusiasm, because it's like I'm going crazy. It's an incredible series, and it follows this one character in his journey throughout his life, from a barbarian character like Conan the Barbarian all the way to the prime minister and then the Pope. He becomes the Pope. And then you also see his downfall, and you see the more human side of him as well, though he's an aardvark. But it's a great series. I cannot say how influential that series was. It was incredible. And so if you don't know Cerebus, now's the time to start getting in on the Cerebus bandwagon.
Yeah.
And if you do get into him, it's easy to binge him, because the large formats that those books come in, they're like telephone sized.
Yeah. Yep, they are. I got them on a shelf right behind me here, and I look at them often. I mean, he really accomplished something wonderful with that series. And one of the cool things about that series, like we could talk about this all night, is that it's not only has this literary depth to it, and this depth of character, and these great story arcs, these sweeping story arcs, but it also has broad comedy and satire and just crazy stuff. Like Dave Sim, the creator, made a lot of fun of Marvel characters and DC characters of the time who were really popular. Like Moon Knight, he had Moon Roach. He had Wolver Roach instead of Wolverine. And maybe it's like, whoa, that's clever. But no, it was hilarious. And it still is. It holds up. It's great stuff.
Well, see, that's the thing. I was a fan of like Parody Press.
Yeah.
Chin stuff, right? So he made fun of everybody's stuff. It was fun. It was part of the game, right? I mean, National Lampoon, Mad, Cracked. There were a lot of publications that were designed to do that, to make parodies. One of my favorite parodies of all time was a National Lampoon Board of the Rings. And it was a little short novella, and it had Good Gulf the Wizard. I mean, it was just dumb, but it was funny. And it was like, if you were a Lord of the Rings fan, you could go either way with it. You could really like it or really hate it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
It was that good, where some people really liked it, some people really hated it. So it invoked the emotion on both sides of the game, right?
You know what I love? As you're talking, as you're dropping names, I'm thinking, I reached out to that person. I've been in touch with that person, which is something I wanted to mention, because we've done well enough with this first volume that I'm very much looking forward to launching a second volume. Though not quite yet, but I have a lot of people who I've spoken to about that. And I think it's going to be even better, as good as this volume, if not better. Because we've got a great platform here now, and there's so many people to talk with.
Are we going to get Chuck Dixon in the next one?
I approached him. We couldn't get him this time. Maybe next time.
No, next time. I'm saying.
I did. I tried him.
I'll give him a little nudge.
we could probably sit here, Pops. We could go down like everybody and I'd be like, yep, tried him, tried them, tried her. I mean, a lot of people, like I said, they're very busy. They're very productive professionals. They're very successful. Not everybody has time. And some people are retired or have other circumstances or just out of the game for now, or might be coming back into the game. But anyway, it's tough. So we got top flight talent here. And it's funny you stopped there on that particular guy, that particular character, because I think that fellow is probably going to join us. He said he's interested in coming aboard. So I'm going to resend the link to him. Yeah. Javier Hernandez. And we can talk all about El Muerto, his creation. So I don't know when he's going to pop in, but he emailed me.
Okay, well we'll just roll on by this one. He comes back, we'll come back.
Yeah. Bob
Burden, Flaming Carrot. I don't know how many of you remember the Flaming Carrot, but this was funny. This was funny.
It really
Laurie,
was.
Be nice to Dustin, Laurie. Karen is on one right now. That's not really Laurie. That's Karen.
Oh, okay.
That's Karen Needlemeyer, and she stole Laurie's account, and she's out here, just like she hacked Laurie's account. Man, I can tell Karen from Laurie. I know my girls, right?
Yeah,
that's a lot of fun.
Not only that, but Laurie can spell. You see, Laurie's a writer. She can spell. Karen, not so much. You know. Oh, we got somebody trying to pop into the back here.
Oh, good.
We got somebody. We just passed him by just a minute ago. That guy right there.
Javier Hernandez.
I see Paul Chadwick, and I see a blank screen. He's got to connect his camera and his mic. He's got to get.
Oh, wow.
But I see him in the backstage. But, you know.
Great. Oh my God. Paul Chadwick.
Yes. Yes.
Hold on. Let me fix myself up a little here.
See, I told you. I told you.
Man,
I knew it.
you were right. Countdown really does have magic.
I'll
tell you what.
I don't know if you know who Laurie is, bro. Do you know? Or I mean, do you know who Karen is?
I don't know.
Laurie, obviously, you know, she's the creator of Path of the Pale Riders. She's host of the Tuesday Morning Brew, but Karen is like her alter ego.
I don't know why, but you are watching the Madness Comic Network. Are you mental?
That's Karen. You see, Laurie's really nice. Karen is Karen, right?
That is the perfect clip. I love it.
Come on, Paul, you can do this, bro.
Let's talk about it for a minute while he's trying to get in here, because Paul Chadwick he's a super pro. Yes. And he is a huge name. He's a great guy, and he created this character in particular that really took off. Concrete was a huge success back in the day, back in the 80s. Yep. And again, we were talking about Cerebus being kind of like a literary-minded comic. The Concrete was very much a literary-minded comic. It was very unique, very special, very heartfelt, lots of characterization, and yet lots of heart-pounding action too. And it starred this character who looks like the Thing from Marvel Comics, or the Hulk, maybe a big figure, and yet he has a gentle heart. He's a speech writer at heart. Inside, that's who he is before he became transformed, and he sets out to have adventures. He's given this hulking, nigh indestructible body, and what does he want to do with it? He wants to go out and explore the world and experience humanity and the world and life in all its multitude of aspects. So it's a great series. I mean, if you have not read it yet, you've got to read it. It's wonderful. It's from Dark Horse, I think, is the publisher. I know they were in the day, and I think they still are. And
Levi, take over for me while I try to talk Paul into some settings and stuff over here.
Okay.
I got you.
Yeah. So Levi, have you read any Concrete?
Yes, I have. Yes. Concrete was one of those issues that I was picking up sporadically as I could. This entire section of indie stuff I didn't discover until I discovered a store called The Book Exchange. And it was 6th grade for me. And so they had access to the previews catalog. And other than that, it was the standard spinner rack type stuff at the grocery store, Marvel, DC, all the returnable stuff. Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the minute my mom, she'd read novels, and she discovered the Book Exchange, and they had a section of comics, and then they ordered new comics, and my world just exploded with Dark Horse and Cerebus and just everything like that. I couldn't find time for everything.
Yeah. That's a great story. I mean, that's very similar to my own story. I mean, because to your viewers, I can't express enough excitement about that time back in the mid 80s. For me, it was the mid 80s. But it can be any era. You can be any age at any time and discover these characters. Like right now, it's just as good a time as the mid 80s. But back then, we had DC, we had Marvel, we had a couple of Charltons. Cerebus, it just sort of started to phase in like in the 70s. So that was around, sort of setting the tone. But then this other stuff just sort of came in from left field. And I remember how great it was, right? I mean, the first time you read like Mike Grell's John Sable, Howard Chaykin's American Flag.
All these books. Yeah.
Even Kirby. Jack Kirby was in the middle of it too, with Captain Victory from Pacific Comics.
Yeah. I just remember going to that store, and the very first time I saw a previews catalog, because it was just Marvel and DC. I'm the youngest of 6, and by the time I inherited the stack of comic books that we all got, it was all my oldest brother is 15 years older than me, and it was Sergeant Rock, Unknown Soldier, Enemy Ace. I was a huge Joe Kubert fan. I just didn't know it.
Yeah.
You know? And it just all opened up, and there's just like, and there's a catalog with all these extra books in it. Like, holy cow. And the people working at the store were a little bit older than me, so they were completely up on, you were basically getting what they thought was cool at the time, you know. So they were you would get the standard stuff, and then there would be all this extra stuff on top of it, the Dark Horses, the Cerebuses, the Don Simpson with Megaton Man. Oh my goodness. I saw that book, I'm like, what the heck is this?
Right.
You know,
or Love and Rockets.
Yes,
that came out from Fantagraphics. I mean, what
all
a
great
series.
stuff.
If your viewers have not read Love and Rockets, I highly recommend that one too. It holds up. It's great.
Yeah.
It is so modern. It has such a great modern sensibility that no matter what your viewer's age is, I mean, it's meant for like older readers, I think. So maybe like mid to
Didn't they make a show out of it?
Love and Rockets? I don't think, but they should.
No, that's Love and Robots.
Love and Robots. Yeah, which is cool too. Yeah.
I just got to crack a joke here and there. What else am I good for, right? No, serious business, man. Paul couldn't get his computer to recognize, or couldn't get StreamYard to recognize his computer's microphone, so he's going to try and come in through his phone.
Okay.
Okay, so
I hope he succeeds.
He's still trying, folks. He didn't give up on us.
Are you seeing anybody else? Because I know Javier Hernandez was
Not yet.
saying he was going to dial in. Okay.
If I see anybody, we will definitely pop them in for sure. What is up, Gray Wolf? Good to see you again, my friend. Gray Wolf is one of them few people who is actually a subscription holder in the madness.
Oh man.
We don't have a giant group of subscribers, but we have a great group of subscribers.
That's fantastic. So they're the ones who really make the madness possible.
Well, I mean, they get little extras. He gets to see some stuff that nobody else gets to see.
For better or for worse.
He gets little emojis and stuff that nobody else gets, you know,
Nice.
madness emojis, stuff like that. It's just, you know, you join, but he gets to see the stuff that's behind the members wall.
Yeah.
And not everybody else gets to see that. You know what I mean? So
I think that's great. That's a great setup, Pops. I love your whole madness setup and all the podcasts that you run and everything else that you do for the fans as well as the creators. I think it's a great resource, and I'm glad that you're still going after all these years, and I hope that you continue to keep pushing and making things happen in years to come.
well, see, I need people like you and the people that worked on your product and people like Levi and Laurie and Dustin and all the people in the madness that contribute, that come out and do shows on the madness. It's everybody, man. I'm just the guy who got this rope and started lassoing people, pulling them over here, right? You know what I mean? It was like just try to get everybody in one place, and this will be easy to do.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, it'll help everybody if we can get everybody in one place, and the fans know this is where to look for all your indie comic cool stuff. And, you know, I mean, actually last week we actually broadcast a show from Phoenix that was radio controlled cars. It was a thing, you know, a meet where a bunch of people were out there with their RC cars competing.
Nice.
Right. And I don't care what it is, man. If it's hobbies, if it's stuff that we love, bring it, you know.
Very
Okay,
cool.
Karen wants to know about the carrots. I guess I got to.
I love that. I love that comment.
Yeah, she's a strange one. That girl, you know. Did this Dork Comic Fund? Yes, Laurie. This Dork Comic Fund did really, really good.
Yeah,
I mean, Karen.
He reached stretch goals, including a TBA stretch goal. Right?
What's
I don't know. I was hoping to make something happen there. It just didn't quite come together. I tried. I thought I was gonna like really lift this up again, but it couldn't quite make it happen. So, but you never know. I mean, we still have 25 minutes. Maybe this other person will come through and some magic will still happen. Who knows? Maybe it'll happen live on air. I'm gonna check in.
There should be some stuff magic happening. We got 239 backers. We had 238, right? So we got one.
Yeah.
Okay, we got one, but I mean, I was hoping with all the talent involved in this book that we could push that 250. Now look, I'm talking to all you people on Twitter, on Facebook, on Rumble. I'm looking at all you people, YouTube. I'm looking at everybody. Are there boobs on the cover? Karen.
Yes.
Karen.
Yes, there is. There's a female character.
Karen.
Great question. Oh, wait, she's right over there. Oh, wrong way.
Look, I need to get Kitty and Karen together.
Is there not a female character on the cover?
There is, right over my shoulder here. Whisper. She's a ninja created by Stephen Grant.
Oh yeah.
And,
There you go.
You gotta scroll down to get her. Wait, scroll down to the boobs. Where's the boobs?
Whisper is sort of like an Elektra kind of character, Elektra from Daredevil, and very mysterious, very dark, very skilled in the martial arts, of course. And
that's Karen's kind of character right there.
Yep.
She would take out the manager with some martial arts, right? Right? Oh, here we go. This is a valid question, boob sell. Yes. Yes. Yes, we know. We
agree. The chat is always right.
Well, there's a line in an old Creed song, there's sex sells and the whole world is buying, right? I mean, everybody knows, right? That's why they do it. It's,
Well, and not just that, but you know what? I absolutely, I'm glad that we have some woman power represented in this book. I wish there were more, and I want more in the next book when we do a volume 2, because I think that's critical that we have everybody represented who's important to indie comics and to indie comics readers, and I want more of this sort of thing, because there are a lot of great characters out there. I think if we do when we do a second volume, I would like to expand it out a little bit more.
We got one.
Oh yes.
He snuck in and I wasn't looking. What is up, Javier?
Okay. Have you guys ever talked about the air?
No, I have not had the pleasure of meeting Javier. What's up, man?
No, I've just been enjoying your talk, and I'm intimidated hearing about all these legendary artists and creators. Like, wow, every time I see the list and hear about them again, I'm like, thanks, Bob, for bringing me in.
Yeah. Look, you're one of those guys. So hush.
Yeah. Hey, you've been producing El Muerto Adventures for a long time, Javier. I mean, you've got the cred, brother. I mean, you really do.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. 25 years, actually. Yeah. I mean, I feel like a newbie sometimes, but then it's like 25 years is a good stretch.
And that last line in this paragraph right here, the film version. Okay, so Laurie, Karen, are you listening? The film version starring Wilmer Valderrama of that 70s show, Fez from that 70s show, is part of this, man. Think about that, guys. This guy's character made it to the film version. It happens.
I think it's the only, outside of Ninja Turtles, I think it's the only black and white indie comic, I think, self-published indie comic that's been turned to a film. But we'll let the historians double check that.
Well, we might add a little blood and say Frank Miller gets to get in there with Sin City, but
Sin City, but Sin City wasn't self-published, but American Splendor was.
I kind of look at it like anything Frank did is kind of self-published, no matter who's put their brand on it, because that dude would have happened no matter what.
Well, he's definitely one of the greats, absolutely.
Yeah. He would have got published no matter what. But yeah, all this stuff is amazing. What was it like when, dude, you go way back with this, what was it like back then?
You know what? Doing that first issue back in '98, I'm out here on the West Coast in Los Angeles, and I went up to a convention up in San Jose, California, the Alternative Press Expo, the APE. Yeah, I just had my little black and white photocopied comic there. I did it at a local photocopy store. I had the book there. I had like a black and white sticker, and it's like, "Hi guys, this is my book," and I sold some copies. Probably more than a handful, but still it was a small number. But it was my first time ever exhibiting my own comic work. And it felt pretty good just interacting with those, like the very first few people ever to buy the book. That was pretty historic. And ever since then, it's just been, one for me, it's one show after another. It's incremental, but yet it's like you've been 25 years worth. So that's, I don't know how many hundreds of comic book shows, book signings, art festivals, whatever. And that's another thing. Like my comic, it's about this guy. He's born on Day of the Dead. On his 21st birthday, gets killed in an accident and is resurrected by the Aztec god of death. So right from the beginning, it's got a cultural aspect. So right from the beginning, not only did I do comic book shows, but I would do like Latino art festivals, Day of the Dead festivals. You got to be smart with whatever your book is, whatever it is. Try to find other places besides just the comic conventions.
Yes.
Where you could sell it, because there's audiences. For even today, when I do a Day of the Dead show, I'm the only comic book guy there, because I'm the only one doing. Apparently, only guy doing a comic book on Day of the Dead, or at least in my area, I am.
And that's so important. I tell people all the time, right? You got a sci-fi book, go to the sci-fi groups on Facebook and tell them you have a sci-fi book. Exactly. They're not going to be looking for you in the comic group, guys. Do you see what I'm saying? It's not going to happen. And we have another awesome guest from this book popping in right now. What is up, Paul Chadwick?
Wow.
Oh, now we got an echo. Turn your mic down just a little bit, Paul. Or I can do it. Hold on. I can do it. Okay, talk to us. Is that better? No, a little bit. I don't know who it is, but I don't care. Hi, Paul. Can you hear us? I don't know if he can hear us.
I don't think we're getting through. His mic seems to be muted too, or it was. Maybe not now.
No, he was doing that himself.
Yeah.
It's not you, Javier. You don't have to be muted. It's not you.
Okay.
Anyway.
Well, yeah. Hi, Paul. Very great to have you here. Great to talk to you.
Don't mind Laurie. She's one of us, Paul. Don't mind her. She's one of us.
It's great to see him. That's for sure.
Oh my goodness, this Karen, killing me.
She's wonderful. If you don't know, Laurie is actually the host of the Tuesday Morning Brew here on the network. She's an awesome creator in her own right. She has a wonderful series called Path of the Pale Rider, and she also plays a Karen on one of our shows. So and in one of our shows is an RPG game. We actually come out and play our characters, and we have a couple characters took on a life of their own, and now they have an interview show. It's pretty crazy.
Layers within layers within layers.
Yeah, we just want to keep making different stuff, right? Paul, can you hear us? Nod your head. Blink if you're okay. Blink twice if you're okay, Paul.
I don't think we're gonna be able to make the full connection here.
It's okay. You guys check out. We're gonna scroll back down to. We're gonna scroll down. There you go. Concrete, folks. By Paul Chadwick. He is here. You can't hear him, but he is here. He's awesome.
He truly is. Just got done singing the praises of that series, that character, that work. Paul is an incredible creator, and his work is as strong today as it ever was. And I can't wait for people to discover it in this book, whether it's for the first time or if you're reacquainting yourself with the character and Paul's work after all these years, because it is incredible. There's nothing like it, and you're going to love it just as much as you will love El Muerto by Javier Hernandez, because what a great series. And Javier, I mean, kudos. I love your book. I love reading the Adventures of El Muerto, and how you just keep going with the story. You take it in unique directions, and it's so expressive and so emotional, so heart-based. as well as action oriented and exciting. I mean, you do a great job with that series. I just love it, and you just keep producing more graphic novels in that series.
Yeah, thanks. I mean, you know, I'm a visual person, obviously, in comics, so the visuals have to be exciting and interesting, you know. But I wanted to make sure there was some meat on the story, because it's not just about the action, as good as that is, as important as it is. I want to have that human connection that comes from those old, you know, the Steve Ditko Spider-Man soap opera stories where, you know, Peter's got all this angst and, you know, girl problems, money problems, family problems, boss problems. So that appealed to me as a kid, as a young reader. So I knew I wanted to do something, not copy that storyline, but I wanted to give that character, you know, all this emotional drama around him, on top of all the problems he's got with these Aztec gods and the superpowers and all that. So thanks for those words.
Yeah.
Right, so Karen's going crazy over here, and she's challenging any of you to come on Killer Karen and be interviewed by her and Dante Sinferno. Okay. I don't know, guys. I would suggest to go back and watch a couple of the previous episodes before you commit to something like that. Because Karen she's the penultimate Karen. Okay. That's the character she plays. And she's awesome. I love her. But yeah. When she says, "I dare you," that's
Robert.
You know.
Yeah. Robert, I can tell you would have a good time on that show.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't know. Karen seems like a lot.
Watch the George Metaforman episode to see what you're getting into.
Okay. All right. I will do that. I'm going to write that down before I forget.
I think it's episode 2 on the playlist.
Is that the one where he kept calling us friend?
Yeah.
Hey, if I could, I just want to share really quick. When Bob invited me to this project, you know, I read the message, and at first I was flattered, but then I got very self-conscious as a cartoonist, right? I write and draw.
Right.
It's like, wow, to just write the story, like that's like standing on the stage naked. It's like I'm not going to have my artwork to help tell the story. But at the same time, I thought about the opportunity. You know, the lineup he got is just absolutely historic. I just watched a documentary with Clint Eastwood. And when he was a younger actor getting into movies, moving from TV, he wanted to start his own production company to keep a lot of his movies in-house and all that. He called it, he told his agent, the agent said it was a bad idea. It was a bad step. So Clint took that word bad step. He found the Spanish version, mal paso, and decided to go to do it because he said it was interesting, it was exciting, it was scary, and it was a challenge. To do his own production company. So I thought the same thing. I go, you know what? I am going to tell Bob yes. I am going to go out there in words only, as it says in the subtitle. And I had a ball doing it, you know, because I do a lot of writing, like nonfiction. I write articles on comics and stuff like that. And everybody always likes my writing. You know, they always tell me, like, it's very well written. It flows good. I go, okay, well, then I'm a writer. I guess I could write a bunch of words together. But let me tell a story with this character I've known for 25 years. Yes. So it actually flowed pretty easy, just typing and spitting it out. You know, a little couple of edits here and there and some revisions. But I'm so glad I took Bob up on this tremendous offer. And now I feel I'd like to write some more prose stories. You know, a whole book of El Muerto short stories may be down in my future now. Thanks.
Yeah. Do you feel like you could get into the head of this character and possibly be this character to answer questions as this character?
That's a good boy. I don't know. That's interesting.
Pops is starting a new show.
Or what?
Pops is starting a new show called The Fourth Wall Interviews, and Pops would show up. He would travel through the interdimensional porthole to El Muerto's world. And he would interview him in person. So you would have to have that character in your head and like answer how he would answer. So
that's an exercise. Yeah.
We have this one set up. We already have the first show set to go. Fourth wall interviews with Pop Stan Sant. There you go. That's coming on Monday noon. The premiere episode will be Monday at noon.
I'll watch it.
Wow.
I will be interviewing the mayor of Slaughterville. It's going to be good stuff. Paul, can you hear us? Can you talk to us? Is your mic working, Paul? Oh, man. I feel bad that we can't even talk to him. It's like, come on, man.
Because he truly is one of the greats, and it's an honor to have him here. It really is. And I'm so grateful to have him participating in this project. He really just steps it up, just ups the ante on this book. And I just wanted to express to everybody out there how awesome this book is going to be, right? Not because of me, but because of these incredible creators who you might or might not know, and their characters who you might or might not know. And they are classic. They are legendary characters. The title is absolutely on point. And they helped set the stage for the way things are now in comics with this multitude of titles, this incredible plethora of creators and characters that we now get to enjoy, and pops that you get to bring to people, that you bring to life for people out there and help educate people about. And these people made it possible. These characters were right there in the forefront, and I just urge everybody who's interested in comics and in the indie comics movement to jump in and grab a copy of this, and maybe even get the course, the seminar,
yes,
Secrets of Indie Comics seminar. Javier will be one of the instructors. One of the participants.
Secrets of Indie Comics course, a seminar with some of the most talented writers in indie comics right now.
Yep. You have 8 minutes left to get in on that action. Yes. And believe me, you will not regret it. I will make sure that it is absolutely what you want, and that it's going to be an awesome experience for all of us. And even the participants, I think those of us, who are going to appear on camera and who are going to make this happen, we're all going to love this. It's going to be a great thing. There. Yeah.
$50. You're going to get to talk to some of the very best writers out there, guys. Don Simpson, Mike Barrett, Mike Rell, Michael T. Come on.
I know it. Man, it's a great.
And Javier and Paul too.
Yeah. Yep. And believe me, just as you can tell from speaking with Javier here during this madness, or this countdown here, he's got a lot of wisdom to share from his many years of experience, working in the field, and also his love of comics, his close study of comics over the years. And so it's going to be a great time. It really is. So I hope everybody will jump in on that.
Now, Javier, Paul, I don't know if you're familiar with the Madness Comic Network. We're on Facebook. We're on YouTube. But we have like 25 weekly shows.
Wow.
All different kinds of stuff, right? Levi's my co-host for Monday Madness, which is a show where we talk to people like you about your projects. Okay. He's also my co-host on Sunday, where we do an open draw stream where people can come out and draw with our regulars that come out and draw every Sunday. Okay. We also, Laurie has a regular interview show Tuesday mornings, and she does her with my alter ego Dante. We do a show called Killer Karen, which is fun. We got a ton of shows. Dustin does a movie review show and an action figure review show. With all kinds of different stuff on the network, man. And there's a spot for you. Anytime you got something you want to come out and talk about, we got places for you to come out and talk. Bro.
Yeah, thank you, Matt. 25 shows. That's impressive. That's like more than ABC.
Holy shit, that's funny.
We're
working on it, bro. We're working. Yeah, we are actually building a Roku. And Roku, we're going to take our network to Roku and put it all out. So we do have a goal for what we're doing too. But part of what we're doing is always stemmed from what you guys do.
Yeah, thank you. I'll check out your shows and see which one's a good fit.
We got a ton of good stuff over there. Actually, anybody out there, I'm looking for a guest for Freewheeling Friday this week. I don't have a late night guest for Freewheeling Friday. So if anybody wants to come out on the show, hit me up. 11 p.m. Eastern. You got to stay up late to hang out with the Friday crew. You know.
That'd be perfect for a West Coast person.
Yeah, it's 8 o'clock out here.
Yes. You see? That's
Yeah.
why we do it that way. Actually, that's time zones are kind of some of the reasons that some of the shows go off when they do. Like Monday Madness is our main promotional show for people, right? So we do that at 5 o'clock in the afternoon so that we get the people in Australia and New Zealand and Japan in the morning. We get the people in the UK before they go to bed, and we get America in the afternoon, right?
Nice.
You know, a lot of it has to do with timing. You got to think these things through, people.
Well, you know, one of the things that I love best about your network, Pops, is your generosity of spirit. You're always welcome. You're always welcoming. You're always opening the doors to new creators and not so new creators. And you're making it possible to reach an audience whom we might not otherwise be able to reach. And that's huge these days. Getting your signal elevated above the noise, right? Because there's so much out there, man. It's so hard to raise your profile and reach people who might be interested in your work, like your viewers right now, who they might not have otherwise found out about indie comics words only. They might not have had any clue this has been happening. And thanks to you, they do now. And we got 3 minutes left.
2 minutes. 2 minutes.
Oh, two. Oh, man.
2 minutes. We picked up a couple more backers.
We did. I am thrilled, and I thank your viewers. I thank the backers who came to us through this show, and all of our backers, because you're helping make this book possible, and you're encouraging the production of a volume 2, which will be, you know, all El Muerto stories written by these great creators. No, I'm kidding. Well, Muerto's got to be in there, man. But I can't encourage people enough to get in and jump on this book, get a copy of the book at least. And, you know, we've got the digital, we got the paperback, we got the hardcover. All these editions are available right now, but you got to jump in. We got like less than 2 minutes. And I just encourage everyone out there, if you are familiar with these characters, I guarantee you're going to love this book. You're going to love these stories. They're written by the original creators of the characters. And if you're new to the characters, you're going to love them too. Trust me, they're the progenitors. They're the forerunners of the modern day indie comics revolution. And you're going to see traits there. You're going to be able to trace back where we came today from where we started back then. So jump in. This is going to be a great book. I'm going to make sure it rocks. We're going to have an illustration with every story, too, black and white illustration. You know about that, right, Javier? You're going to provide one.
I just finished mine earlier this evening, so mine's in the can.
Oh, I can't wait, man. I can't wait to see it. I haven't seen it yet. And that's
El Muerto. We got Badger. We got Concrete. We got so many cool characters here, guys. The Flaming Carrot. This thing is awesome, man. If you didn't get, you do have the late pledges turned on, right, Robert?
Oh, yes, I do. Actually, I do. Yeah. So
okay, good. So look, people, this thing's ending in a few minutes, but if you missed this broadcast, we will have it up on the featured for a couple days so that you can still go get the book. All right. Check this out, man. There are some great people involved in this.
Yep.
And this is one of them that it lets your imagination provide the picture.
Yep.
It's those same great people that wrote these stories with the art.
Mm-hmm.
This time you get to make the art up in your head. You know what the characters look like.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's not like you're going to be changing Badger's costume design, right? You know what he looks like, but you get to create the action in your head when you read a prose story. So
we got some latecomers too. We got Dynamo Joe, and here we go. That's it. There we are.
Congratulations,
yes.
Oh, man.
The book will have
Paul. Awesome stuff, man.
Lots of folks are getting copies of this. Thank you, everybody. And thanks, Pops. Thanks, Levi. And thanks most of all to Karen for her role in making it a special experience.
She likes you, Robert. She likes you.
Hey, I know who's really running the show.
She let Laurie yell up through the vent. Congrats.
Send her away.
Look, we have a lot of fun here. Everybody in the network is fun to hang out with, fun to do stuff with. Like I said, man, we got a lot of other shows. Javier, Paul, Robert, you guys want to come out anytime, talk about anything, we got a spot for you. But I would really, really like to interview El Muerto. So, Javier, think about it. How would you, like, I'm going to come in like I don't even know nothing about your, and it's going to be like I'm asking you questions,
Yeah.
How'd you end up this way? Where do you hang out? Who do you hang out with? What do you do? What, you know what I mean? It's like it's going to be that kind of an interview where I'm blind and you're going to have to create the narrative of the interview. You see
On
what
the
I'm
spot.
saying?
On the spot, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we can record it if it's something you're not sure about doing live. We can record it, in the backstage and maybe talk one of my friends into editing if it ain't too much.
It could be a lot, believe me.
Well, when we do the Karen show, the Killer Karen show, we have a lot of breaks in it because we will bust up laughing in the middle of the recording, right? And you can't break the fourth wall like that
Right,
because we're trying to act like it's a serious interview show, right?
Right.
But it's not. It's fun. It's hilarious, but yeah, she's editing this week's episode right now.
It's the Charlie Rose show, but for comics.
It's hilarious because the characters were created for an RPG game called Slaughterville.
Mm.
We played the game, and the characters kind of took on a life of their own. And before you know it, it was like, let's do a show. Let's use the characters. Let's be in character and do a show and interview people. And a Karen in character is a Karen. Yeah, you're going to get a Karen, right?
A Karen.
So, well, my character is the total opposite. I'm the laid-back California surfer stoner guy. So you've got this Karen that's just you got this Karen that's giving you the fingernails on the chalkboard voice.
Yeah.
And then you got the laid back dude who's more concerned about where the weed is really than anything else, but he's willing to try and help you get through this interview with Karen.
You're the fourth fabulous furry freak brother.
Yeah, I am kind of freewheeling Franklin. That's why we have a freewheeling Friday show, right?
You are, Pops. Holy smokes!
Yeah,
you really are. You look just like him.
That was my first love of comics. Not my first comics, but my first love of comics. I have a bunch of Coen Brothers comics right back there in the box.
Nice. That's something we need to bring back is the underground. Maybe I'm missing it. Maybe it's out there already. Underground spirit.
It's still out there, but sporadic. The rip-off press and the underground stuff. It's still out there, but it's sporadic. Was that Gilbert Shelton? I think his name is.
Yeah. Wonder Warthog.
Wonder Warthog.
Yeah. Let's go, Burke.
Good stuff, man.
Man.
We like I said, we try to have fun, but we have a lot of. If you check the playlist, the most current playlist, you'll see all the different stuff that we do, and there's room for everybody in this network. If you have a show idea, you want to bring a show to the network, we got you there too. You know, I mean, whatever it is, if it's something that you want to do that we can help you with, just hit me up, bro.
Yeah, thanks. I'll check out your network, check out the shows, and thanks for having me on tonight.
You bet. It was great meeting you, man. It's like this. It was great meeting you. This feels like this was way overdue. I mean, I've interviewed a lot of people over the last 5 years. I feel like this one was overdue meeting you. So.
I think this could be the beginning of a beautiful friendship, Javier.
Yes, I was about to quote that movie too. All right. Okay, everybody. Thanks a lot. I'm going to take off, but take care, everybody.
Yeah.
Great to meet you, buddy.
Thanks for being a part of the project.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Yeah. He's a great creator and a great guy. He really is.
I'm sorry that we lost Paul, but we're going to give you an empty chair video. Empty chair view. Somebody screenshot that for me so that we can prove Paul Chadwick was actually here.
Oh my God. I really wanted to see him. Well, next time.
Hey.
Maybe we'll do a rain check. You
Do
know,
me a favor, see if we can set something up, or we can, like you said, this thing is on the aftermarket pledges still. So if we can get you guys back out here sometime real soon, I'd love to, I'd love to get to actually talk to him.
okay,
Yeah.
yeah, he's something else. He's really amazing, and
Let me see.
everybody in the book is. It's going to be a hell of a book. It really. I mean, people say it all the time, like you got to get my book, but I mean, I'm going to make sure that it's a hell of a book, and it's already got the makings of one. So, I'm glad it worked out. And thanks again for having me on.
If you have the late pledges on through the 11th, we do have it. We can bring you out for Monday Madness on the 11th.
Let me take a look at that. I'm not sure how late they're running. I got it. Believe it or not, I don't remember.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If it's still live on the 11th, we don't have anybody that day on Monday Madness. I didn't schedule anything for that because I'm having surgery on the 8th and have no idea how I'm going to feel.
Okay.
I know Levi can handle it. He can still run the show for me because he already proved that the first night we had him out here as a co-host, and he was out here for 2.5 hours. He did.
Wow.
It was a marathon.
Yeah.
Trial by fire.
Yeah.
It wasn't planned that way. I had actually forgot I had booked somebody to the show, and I ended up with 3 guests instead of 2. And I'm gonna make it happen. I'm gonna make it work no matter what, because I don't leave nobody hanging. One thing, something I always say to people before they leave the show, Robert, was there anything that you wanted to possibly talk about? Maybe something coming up in the future that you didn't get a chance to say? The stage is yours, my friend.
Are you kidding? I've always got stuff to talk about. That's why be careful with the open invitations, Pops, because I've always got lots going on. There's a new thing. The first thing that comes to mind, and it's also a Kickstarter, right? Like so many of these things are, but it's put out by a company, and I'm not sure the pronunciation on this. I always call them Oneshi Press, but I might have a
Oneshi, maybe.
I'm not sure. It's spelled Oneshi, Oneshi Press, and they have a new book coming out. It's called Side Quests, and they're running a Kickstarter campaign for it. It's an anthology of short comic stories, by a bunch of creators, a bunch of different creators, writers and artists. And I have a story coming up in that book, in Side Quests, and they're just getting ready to launch a Kickstarter for that. So I think those are some people you're going to want to talk to. In fact, the editor on that is again, I'm not sure the pronunciation, Jael Draco. You might want to check it out because he's got a lot of things going on. That little outfit there, right? Oneshi or Oneshi or however you pronounce it. They have a lot of different projects, but this one right now, this Side Quest, is going to be very special. And I have a story in there. It's called the Super Hitman's Secret Power.
So you're going to be out here promoting it on the network then, right?
I would like to. It depends if JL wants me to jump in, but I know JL would. You ought to reach out to him and see if he's up for it because.
I look at it like this, Robert. You did something on the book, and any help to promote the book that you provide, he should appreciate.
Yeah.
Right? Come out on the show to talk about it, and then we'll invite him. You see how that works?
Okay. And there's also another book coming out I wanted to mention. It's called The Destroyer. Are you guys familiar with The Destroyer?
Oh, yeah. Our friend RJ from Critical Blast has actually written Destroyer stories.
Okay. All right. He might be in this book. It's an anthology of new Destroyer stories, brand new Remo Williams stories. And it's coming out from, I can't remember the name of the company.
Critical Blast Publishing.
Yes.
Yeah, that's RJ, bro. That's one of our sponsors. That's one of my boys right there. We're actually broadcasting to the Critical Blast Twitter page right now.
No,
RJ's one of us. So
I'm wrong on that. It's called Bold Venture. Bold Venture. Yeah. Remo Williams, The Destroyer, The Adventures Continue. Did you say what's that guy's name you're just quoting?
Critical Blast?
No, the writer, the author.
RJ Carter.
RJ Carter. I don't see him on.
And he might not even be writing under that name. I don't know.
Yeah, you never know. But a lot of the people who are contributing stories to this book are folks who have written copious amounts of Destroyer fiction in the past. Yeah, they really are the vanguard authors
He
And
actually wrote one that was published in an anthology, not as an actual standalone, I think, but it was a Batman Remo crossover. He couldn't talk, he couldn't say Batman, but you knew who he was inferring through the story, right? And the Joker's there, and it's like, oh man, it's a great story. I have it over here, man. RJ does some good stuff. Critical Blast. He has a few books. One of them's called, a couple of them based on the devil you know, the devil you know better, the devil you know best. I think it's a trilogy now.
Okay.
You know, and it's anthology stories about, you know, the devil, and just RJ's doing all kinds of cool stuff over there, man. But yeah, he's written a couple Destroyer stories.
Wow, it's a great character. I mean, it really is. That's a hardcore action hero there, man.
I actually like the little old Chin. I like Chin more.
Oh, he's so awesome.
Yeah,
he was played by Joel Grey in the original movie, which I don't know if he actually did justice to that character, but anyway, I see we're supposed to wrap up. I'm just getting started, and I have a story bundle. It's a book bundle. It's called Monsters and Cryptids Unleashed, and it only runs until tomorrow night. So you got to jump in and get that monster. And it's a story bundle, and I'll put the link in the chat.
How come we're just finding out about this with one day left?
Because it was all about the Kickstarter, man. You know how it goes.
We have friends that actually Corissa Grant was yesterday talking about maybe doing a cryptid show on the network.
Oh,
so you see what I'm saying? This is the kind of stuff we share. Comic books is everything, man. There is a comic about everything. It crosses over into every, you know. So whatever you bring here, bro, we got you. Let me see. What is all this that you're giving?
These are the links to the things I was just talking about. I'm just putting them in the private chat because, for some reason, I can't figure out how to get it to go in the public chat.
All right, so we got
Does that make sense? Or should I try to? Yeah. It's trying to force me to log in through YouTube or something.
You're good. You're good.
Okay.
We got the Remo Williams right there, and what's this other one?
That's the story bundle with the monsters and cryptids, and then the side quests.
All right.
And I got lots more, but that'll be enough for now.
That's what I'm saying, man. I'm glad that we finally come out here and actually talk, because obviously we can do a lot more for you.
I know. I think
we got a lot more going on. We can do a lot more for you.
Honestly, Pops, I know we're out of time, but I just want to say it's not just that. It's not what you can do for me, but it's also I enjoy being on these shows with you. I enjoy yapping with you guys. It's a lot of fun. You got a great team. Karen's interjections, I mean, her supremacy reigns over all. And I mean, it feels cool. I love your vibe.
You see what happened? We gave her a little bit of rope.
Yep.
Now she's got us all swinging from it. You see how that works?
Always happens.
You see how that works? No, I love Laurie. She is awesome. Dude, one of the best moves I ever made in this network was offering her one of my shows for her own, right? Because we used to do Tuesday morning brew, and it was a mess. It was a bunch of old guys come out here complaining about shit, right? It was horrible, right? And I asked Laurie, I said, would you want it? Because she seemed, when she did join us, she seemed to be able to take control a little bit and keep it from going too far off the rails, right? And I just asked her, I was like, would you like to do this show? Would you like to? I will give you this show. She said, well, if I take this show, it's going to be a lot different. I said, okay, do you want this show? It's yours. She's done it for over 100 episodes now. And, she's amazing. There ain't no other way. Her books are amazing. Everything she does, she got kind of like that Midas touch when it comes to the stretch goal type stuff and the specials. She just makes all kinds of cool stuff, and she's got it figured out, man. It's branding, and she's doing a good job of branding herself.
Very cool.
It's really what it's about.
It is.
Robert, we will talk to you soon. Like I said, if you want to bring Paul out on the 11th for Monday Madness, it's a little earlier in the day, but if you guys can do it, I'd love to actually be able to talk to dude.
What's the time on that again?
It's 5 o'clock in the afternoon, Eastern,
That's right.
5 Eastern. So it'd be like 2 o'clock for the West Coast people.
Okay. Let me take a look. Thank you. Thanks for the offer. And thanks for having me on tonight. It was great.
You bet, man.
Thanks, Levi. Thanks for everything.
Yep.
And Karen.
Thanks to everybody watching. Thanks for everybody who hit that little share button, because that's really the most important part. You increase our reach. That helps these guys. That's what it's all about.
Congratulations again, man.
Thank you. Thanks. You guys really help make it possible, and your viewers. And I appreciate it. It's going to be a great book. I'm putting it all in the book, man. It's going to be awesome.
Cool. I got about half a dozen or more. Well, probably more. All the trailers that I didn't play at the beginning of the show, hang out, because you're going to see some more cool stuff that's active right now that you can get. You know what I'm saying? What do we got tomorrow? Tomorrow morning we got some a game demo, another game demo from Chris Brown, the Overlord or Overpower, the Kickstarter for the Overpower game. They did a demo of it at Alchemist Corner, something like that, in Pennsylvania at a comic store, and we'll be airing that tomorrow morning. Got Ask Chuck Dixon at 2 o'clock. Got Flip City. Flip City at 9 o'clock. Got the Horror Movie Club at 10 o'clock. It's all action around here, people. We will see you. Y'all have a great night.
These guys.
Who am I, you ask? I was created in the middle of nowhere, surrounded by the waste of a dying world. I was bestowed with an insurmountable task: bring peace after decades of death, persecution, and chaos. I am a grandchild of war, destined to help two camps which hate has fueled for far too long. Surprisingly, I am not alone. Have an odd bunch to make the road a little more bearable. Come with me to bring hope where there was despair, respect where there was resentment, creativity where there was destruction. I am Pinocchio, and this is my story.
It's Flip City Magazine, The Parodies, Special Edition, with savage send-ups of The Walking Dead, Star Trek Picard, Stranger Things, The Mandalorian, Guardians of the Galaxy, and more from the first 4 years of Flip City. Get Flip City The Parodies free when you subscribe in print at flipcitymag.com. The world's best satire magazine, and never, ever woke.
when a series of shipping disasters points to a mysterious sea monster. Sherlock Holmes and Dr. Watson leave the comfort of Baker Street and board a freighter where they encounter unexpected betrayal and come face to face with the enigmatic Captain Nemo and his submarine, the Nautilus. As they delve deeper into the case, they uncover a conspiracy involving a Russian Tsar with an airship that rains destruction on unsuspecting cities. With time running out and the world on the brink of war, the heroes must use all their skills and resources to stop a massive conspiracy and prevent global conflict. From Eisner-winning writer Mike Baron and illustrator Richard Bonk, dive into the depths of adventure and unravel the mysteries of the sea with the world's greatest detective in Leviathan. Order now at baroncomics.com.
How do you end this thing? How do you put the where's the brakes on this bus? I forgot.
Jazz
how to drive.
hands. Jazz hands.
Have a good night.